Good morning, everybody. Meteorologist Jaret Lansford here. Hope your Friday is off to a good start. We're watching the commute unfold, and so far it's been fairly smooth, but we've had several of these live streams lately where during the course of the stream we've had crashes take place, and it's kind of the reason we do these, to help guide you through any issues as they're popping up. So we're going to take a look at where things stand right now, a couple of things that you do need to watch out for as you are heading out the door this morning for your Friday commute, and if anything new does pop up during our live stream, we'll be sure to bring that to you and give you that first alert. Let's look at the overall state of the commute at this point, and here is where things stand. On the map, you're going to notice a lot of green showing up at this point. That's always a good sign for us. When we have that being the case, that means we don't have a ton of issues. Even roads that are normally pretty slow at this point in the morning are holding up in pretty good shape. You don't have any problems on the JFK, eastbound Dodge without any issues at this point. We have a couple of spots here where we are seeing some slowdowns, and those tend to line up with construction zones. That's 72nd and L that you're looking at, where you have those delays showing up with westbound traffic. That's got some lane restrictions there. That does make sense. A little further to the south and west, you can see that zone between Giles and Harrison on 84th is slow. That's also a construction zone with lane restrictions, so watch for delays there. And then as we go a little further to the north and east, you're driving through Exarban, you do have some zones of center that are a little slow. That also a spot where there's a little work that's happening over towards Saddle Creek. So watch for those being spots where things could slow down on you as you're heading out and about. And then there's just some of the very busy intersections that are typically pretty slow at this point in the morning, such as 90th and Dodge, where things are a little congested at this point. We do have a camera at 90th and Dodge. We could show you exactly what things are looking like there. Let me pull that up for you. And there you go. That's the current view, and you can see there's a lot of traffic that is heading through this intersection at this point. Nothing crash-wise or anything that is showing up there, just a lot of traffic as we're getting toward the peak hours of the commute. We'll let this roll for a little bit, and then we'll check in on a couple other things that you need to watch for this morning. So again, you've been watching 90th and West Dodge. That's our camera that's located there. And a lot of traffic making its way through here, but no big issues that you are seeing at this point in the morning near that stretch. Here's what it looks like in map form. And you can see that we have that as your current view of the intersection. I do want to show you here, if we zoom out to our main view. Here we go. And so you can see things are generally moving pretty well on most of our roads. We're going to zoom out even a little further, though. Let me show you the radar overlay. And notice these snow showers that are showing up, very spotty in coverage. This is something that you need to be prepared for this morning and into the afternoon. Nothing that's going to be all that strong or put down really any kind of snow, but it's more so the fact that as these come through, we're going to have some pretty decent wind gusts, and that could briefly drop your visibility as these come through. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit on some of these spots. You can see a little snow shower that's making its way toward Gretna at this point. So you may see some flakes fly here shortly there. Another one off to the west of Blair. So if you're heading on to Highway 30 between Blair and Fremont, you could encounter some snow briefly in just a little bit. And then off to the Fremont area over toward North Bend, you have some snow showers in that direction. We're going to check out a camera up around the Clarkson area. It looks like that's where we are seeing some more consistent snow showers at this time. And we'll see if we can get you a view of what things are looking like and what you can kind of expect as these come through during the course of the day today. And we'll say These have been very hard to capture on the cameras because they're so brief. They just come through, and then in just a matter of minutes, they're gone. And that's how things will play out with these as the day goes on. And we do have a view of this. So let me pull this up, and we can show you what it looks like in the Clarkson area with these if you're traveling along Highway 91 in that part of the area. And there we go. So there you could see the snow coming down. Get myself off the screen and get a full view of the situation and how that visibility is being impacted a little bit as those snow showers move through. This is the exact sort of thing that you can expect as we go through the day today. So again, this is Highway 91 right near Clarkson, Nebraska, where you're seeing the visibility being impacted at this point as snow shower rolls its way through. And you're also looking at some pretty decent wind gusts alongside this. And that's going to be another aspect of what we end up seeing today. So keep that in mind as you head out for travel today. You get into especially some of these more open areas. You could really see that visibility drop just for a little bit as those move through, just a few minutes at a time, and then see things improve. Let me give you a look at how the winds will play out through the course of the day, and it will be a northwest wind that you end up seeing. Here it is. And you notice that it gets a pretty strong gusts. We're talking about those 40 to 50 miles per hour to the northwest as we go late this morning into the afternoon. Anytime you have snow showers with those kind of gusts, that's going to really limit the visibility. So that's why we're giving you the first alert for that to be something to watch for. In addition to that, with this these kind of wind gusts, you want to give those high-profile vehicles a little extra room to work as you are heading on some of these roads, particularly if it's a road that's maybe heading to the south and west or north and east. That'll be a crosswind that you end up having as you're heading in those directions. So maybe like I-80 around Giles, or particularly as you get more into some of those more open areas, that's where you could run into issues, like between Omaha and Lincoln. So also check out the visibility map, see if we're showing any of this up. I kind of doubt it. Yeah, I expected the map would show some pretty normal visibility because these are so isolated that you're just going to briefly see that reduction in the visibility and then it goes right back to normal. So I'm not surprised that visibility map looks normal at this point. Let's go back to the view of the metro overall, see if we've had any issues pop up. Starting to get a little bit of a slowdown there in Elkhorn. Let's take a look at that. This looks like around 180th and Maple. 168th and Maple. Westbound, you have some of those delays near that intersection, so watch for that as a spot that is slowing down. I'll check some other areas here. Looks like the 680 in Dodge intersection is, as it sometimes is, running rather slow. We'll give you a view of that one, so you can see what that ramp looks like if you're going to be heading in that direction. All right. Should have that view up for you here in just a moment. All right, here we go. So there you can see right along that ramp how things are just kind of inching along as you're making your way on that ramp, not moving very quickly. So be ready for some delays there as you're trying to get to westbound Dodge. Let's let this play out for a little bit here, and then we'll check back in on some of those snow showers. So again, you've been watching the 680 and Dodge interchange. Some slow traffic as you're making your way along the ramp there. So be ready for some delays that may be possible as you head through that stretch. All right, one more time I want to show you with these snow showers that are making their way through. Something to keep in mind through the course of the morning that we will be having some of these from time to time. And it's not going to put down much in the way of snow. It's more so the visibility that would be the concern. We're going to give you a quad box view, 4 different cameras at once, so that you can see what conditions are looking like in different areas, where we have snow, where we don't have snow. So, here we go. You can see these moving in from northwest to southeast, and here's the views. All right, and we'll pull this label off here. Okay, so top left, that is near Clarkson, Nebraska, where we have had snow showers moving through. Starting to get a little bit of better visibility, but still some limitations there with some of that and the winds that are in place. Does look better than it did last time we checked in about 5 minutes ago. The top right is what you're seeing on Dodge as you are heading through the stretch through 74, 72nd. Not snowing here, and it is pretty smooth for travel at this point. In the bottom left, we have 144th and Dodge, picking things up a little bit in this stretch, but starting to slow down a little bit there as you're getting there near the edge. Hopefully that's not a new issue that is popping in that area. We'll keep an eye on that. Getting a lot of sudden brake lights. I don't like the looks of that. So we'll keep an eye on that. And then that's the view near the zoo. Camera got moved on me, but we were looking at some pretty smooth travel downtown. But again, this is what you can expect with those snow showers as we head our way through the morning, is some brief limitations in the visibility as those come through. Again, they won't last very long, but there will be the possibility that you, especially as you get into some of those more open areas, encounter some issues. I think with that, we'll wrap up this live stream. Appreciate you joining me for this. I'll be live here in just about 5 minutes on First Alert 6 with the latest on any issues that have popped up for the morning drive. And you can always catch the action as it takes place with live updates on our website, firstalert6.com, where we have our traffic blog, and we always post any crashes, any other traffic hazards that you need to be aware of. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe if you're going to be traveling. Dress warm because we'll be dropping our temps through the day, and it's going to be a cold and windy weekend overall. So I hope you have safe and enjoyable rest of your Friday and weekend.